needing to buy equipment anytime soon, but you know, sometimes something comes up and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, twisted my arm. Okay, we are here. I could lay a decent farm path there, although we run heavy equipment. Do I really want to put soft tarmac down and then run massive harvesters up and down it? Probably not so much. Okay, that is done. We're home. That is good. So we'll take a nap. We'll see what's what tomorrow morning and what the weather's doing. So I don't want to sleep till 6 because way too dark. Even 7 o'clock's kind of borderline, but it might give me a couple of hours. See, kind of borderline, but take a look what's on sale first. So, bucket. Disc harrow, 4 meters. Tractors, class area, and that's as far as we got. So, there's this thing. Don't want one of those. That is a... What is that? Oh, that's a weeder. It's a hoe. We already have a hoe. This hoe's only 110, 6 meters. Our hoe is 12 meters, 250. Bale stacker, another planter, the roller, grain cart which only moves grain, that which moves all of the silage things, another one of those. I think there was one of those. Oh no, that's 390, that's just a 375, okay. Kubota spreader thing, Aerostar weeder, Massey Ferguson 7720, which we already have, and a trailed rower, windrower. Yeah. Nothing too exciting there. Let's have a look at contracts. Let's see if we can make a little bit of money. Maybe. Baling, cultivating, fertilizing. Harvesting, liming, ploughing, sowing, spraying. Spraying is herbicide. Don't have any herbicide. Don't think I have any herbicide, but I do have fertilizer. They do pay a lot, or they pay reasonable, and they don't owe. 7 o'clock in the morning. It is going to rain at 10 o'clock tonight. Okay. That was nearly a big mistake. So I'm just going to accept, I'm going to have details on, and we're going to accept all of these that we can. I think we now have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. Let's go get the Massey Ferguson and go for a drive. I mean, I could do this in the New Holland. Oh, yes. I left the crop sensor on, and ooh. Crop sensors only work during daylight hours, so let's try and do this again. Try not to run over any of the cones, that should be fine. That was the wrong way. Okay, so crop sensor still requires daylight, so we come out too early, but that's okay. Let's turn off the crop sensor for now. Get the sprayer, load it up, and we can drive out to the field. To be perfectly honest, we're doing contracts. Contracts don't use precision farming, or aren't supported by precision farming. So really, I don't actually need the crop sensors. So I'm not going to worry about it. We'll go out, we'll get these crops sprayed regardless. Because it's not going to eliminate how much, or it's not going to reduce how much fertilizer we use on these contracts. They're all fixed amounts. Okay, I have to get out. Start filling. We still have 24,000 litres of this stuff left. Where are we going? We are going 9, 15, maybe 15, 9, 18, 20, 71, 29, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, that's good. Let's turn some lights on. And go tour the map at night time. Well, early morning, dawn. So with the enhanced contracting system I have loaded, I have it set to allow me to accept maximum of 6 contracts. That's typically a good-ish number. What I can do is I could accept 3 fertilization contracts, 3 cultivating contracts, use some workers to get the contracts done while I may be mowing my fields or something like that. But it's not, it's not excessive that, okay, I can take 40 contracts and set workers out to do all of them. That's not really what I'm intending. Okay, looks like 15 is right there. So we do 15 first, and it gets a little bit brighter. Let's get in the field. So I guess the advantage with still having small booms on this sprayer is I can fit in fields that are this big. Because really I don't think I would do exceptionally well with huge booms in this field. We're already 10% done. Yay. So if we end up with a self-propelled sprayer, I will probably install a GPS on it, just so we can do these things the most efficient possible. And it'll allow us to do things even faster, maybe sometimes. Let's do that. Is there more? Yeah. That's all of them. Okay. 3 levels of lighting. Let's do that thing. Now I can't see the spray coming out of the boom. Well, there you go. I'm also not noticing how far along we are. So the other general news from last week is Paramount has been bought out by Sundance, which has resulted in the Halo series that they're running being cancelled, although the producers of Halo are looking for an alternative broadcaster. So the team that makes the show isn't ready to quit, and a lot of shows these days are made by production companies and then released onto streaming or TV. It's something, there was a TV show that preceded NCIS called JAG, and the first season of that was actually broadcast, I believe, on NBC, and NBC cancelled it after the first season. CBS said, we want the show, and offered the production company money to carry on making the show. So season 1 is an NBC production. Season 2 through, I can't remember, might have gone for about 10 seasons, were CBS, so you can watch them on Paramount Plus in theory. Okay, that's the first one done. And the next one is, where the heck am I? I just came out of there, so 9's the next one. Okay. This way. So yeah, there's always the possibility. The Expanse, I believe that started out on Sci-Fi and ended up going to Amazon before Amazon cancelled it. There's a number of shows that just end up going, they start out on one platform and end up, the production company has all the rights and can sell it to another company if they want to. So there's the possibility that Halo could be put on another medium like Amazon or Apple or whatever. But as far as Paramount Plus is concerned, they're done with the show. Which may or may not have something to do with their with the purchase by Sundance, because don't know if Sundance actually wants to retain Paramount Plus. The problem is it seems back when it was Netflix and then Amazon and then Apple that were doing streaming, and everybody else had TV stations. it was efficient for Netflix to do what they did, because they didn't produce anything. All they had to do was to find content that people wanted to watch. Be it old movies, new movies that are 6 months old, episodic TV, old episodic TV that's no longer broadcast but people want to watch. There's a vast library of media out there that Netflix could purchase, and people will keep their subscriptions running while you have stuff they want to watch. And it's cheaper to buy the rights to broadcast a show that's already been seen by the world than it is to produce a new one. What happened was other broadcasters decided, hey, streaming channels are a really good idea, we can make a ton of money with this. And while COVID was happening, people were stuck indoors and they'd watch anything on TV because they weren't allowed out of the house. But what happened after that was people looked and said, I'm spending how much on streaming services? I can only really afford to have one or two, so the one or two I'm going to pick need to have good content all of the time, or you're basically I'll go Amazon this month, and next month I'll drop Amazon and take up Netflix and watch stuff on Netflix for a month, and then I'll drop Netflix and get Apple TV for a month, and you're swapping your streaming service to watch a show. And I think part of that is because of binge watching. You don't, if you watch NCIS, which is broadcast on CBS, one episode a week, every 3-4 weeks there's a 1 or 2 week break, so you end up with 22 episodes spread throughout the year. So people will stick with CBS to watch that because they get one show a week, and CBS is putting out a ton of other shows as well, some of which cost more and some of which cost less, just to fill out the schedule. Streaming shows, some of them drop once a week. Star Wars Acolyte was one of the recent ones where they're dropping an episode a week. They might open up with 2 episodes in the first week, but then from there onwards they're doing one a week. So people are engaged long term, but the problem with Disney Plus is, apart from their vast catalogue, potentially that's the only brand new show dropping for the entirety of the last 2 months, and that's not enough to keep an audience. Also, the show is not particularly something I want to watch, so I don't have Disney Plus. If I had it, I might watch it, but that one show is not enough to say it's worth me going out there and getting a subscription to Disney Plus so I can watch just this one show. So people are dropping subscriptions to services that aren't providing them with 24/7 new entertainment or interesting entertainment. So, and it costs lots and lots and lots of money to make a show like the Acolyte or even NCIS. But NCIS, the production costs are spread across an entire year. They're not all, okay, we've got to do all of the production costs up front so we can release. And there are, as I said, there's still shows out there that there's 8 episodes and they're all going to drop this week on Thursday. And so people will sit down, they'll watch the 8 episodes and then, okay, what else is on this channel? or streaming service for me to watch that I want to watch. Nothing. Okay, I'll cancel my subscription. And then the next time they drop the show, 8 episodes in 1 week, people are looking at that and saying, do I want to buy this streaming service for a month just for this one show? Is the cost of, $15, $16 justified? Or should I wait 6 months until it comes out on DVD and borrow it from the library? Or, whatever. But and consequently, the likes of Disney Plus, the likes of Paramount, they're looking at their streaming service and saying, we're losing a ton of money because if you're going to have a streaming service, you need new content all the time, and they're a production company. They don't have the money to produce all the content all of the time. But someone like Netflix, who at least originally weren't a production company, weren't too worried about, we don't have production costs. What we do have are rental costs, and they would rent a show from a production company to show for a limited period. And so, they can afford lots of those, and it's just the production companies. You can have 20, 30 production companies making different shows, and when the show becomes available, you can stream it on your streaming service. But because you're, 20 new shows every couple of months, people will stick with your service for much longer. Amazon. We've got Amazon. We don't have Netflix, but I'm perfectly happy to keep Amazon because there are a ton of good shows coming out on Amazon that justifies the cost of Amazon yearly. But I don't think there's enough on Paramount Plus to justify $16 a month. $10? Yeah, maybe. $8? Yeah, that would be even better. But now they're all going to, you still have to pay the $16, but we're now going to add commercials. I thought I was paying $16 a month so I didn't have to have commercials. That's all a thing too. Okay, we are 60% through the tank, and that's another one done. Field 9. Collect. So field 18. Looks like most of these are fairly small. 18, 20, 29. Where are we going next? I think we have to drive through here. And then 18 and 20 are opposite each other. Looks like 20's entered there, 18 is there. So 18, 20, and then we head off down the street. Nice. Doesn't take long to do fertilization contracts. We're already up over 160,000 money. So yeah, there is, especially since Paramount have just been purchased, there is a strong possibility that Paramount Plus streaming service might not be around for very much longer, which then puts a question mark over CBS's streaming. That was the thing with Hulu. It was basically a lot of the TV production companies. I think originally all of the TV production companies were looking and saying, what if we had a streaming service that we could all put our TV shows on? And I think typically initially it was if me as a TV company broadcast a show on Tuesday, it would become available on Wednesday morning, because you have to account for California TV scheduling and the fact that they're 3 hours behind the East Coast. So, a show in California wouldn't broadcast New York time until midnight. So basically it was if you wanted to watch a thing and you weren't at home when it was on, rather than DVD or what's it, VCR or DVR, you could wait until it came out on the streaming service next day. Which was, that's convenient. And, I don't need, instead of having to purchase a DVR, which were usually rentals from the cable company, I could just say, you know what, I'll stream Hulu and watch all of the terrestrial channels, TV shows when I want to. And I think that worked out quite well for them, but CBS got a little bit greedy and basically sort of went with the we want a bigger cut of the money, oh sod it, we're going to do our own, which of course gets consumers pissed off because, well, I can do Hulu and I can watch everything from Fox, ABC, NBC, etc., except CBS. And for CBS, I have to go and pay them $10 for their streaming service. And if I do that, I can only watch CBS shows on that. Is it worth it to me? But I think the whole Hulu idea did work very well because it's multiple production companies producing all the shows that are needed to keep the viewership occupied. And then, there might be some ABC shows that I like to watch and some NBC shows that I want to watch. And over the course of a week, there's enough TV that I can sit down and watch. Not that there are an awful lot of TV shows I'm actually interested in watching anymore. Although that said, I'm still watching NCIS, which has just been renewed for its 22nd season. I think, production has just started on the 22nd season, which is quite some going. And there's talks of reboots of old shows and stuff like that. And, why do you want to reboot a show? Especially not if a streaming service is available that I can go and watch the old show on anyway. Oh, you want to reboot Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I can go and watch that on Amazon Prime. Why do you want to make it again? I may not be interested in that. Probably I'm not interested in that. I'll collect on that one. So 3 more, 20, 29 and 71. Not necessarily in that order, so we want the field directly across from us. Yeah. And the sunlight's rising, so we might be able to use our crop sensors from now onwards if I felt like it. Not really bothered. We're halfway and halfway, so actually things are not too bad, I guess.